Hi, it's Keir Finlow Bates here, and the other day I got a rather plaintive message from somebody who wanted to start a DeFi project and had managed to raise funding, but just could not find decent smart contract developers. And rather than explain to him why this is, I thought I would explain it to the world. So we're in a rather unusual situation in the software development markets in general at the moment, in that the demand is outstripping the supply for decent, competent developers. There are plenty of people out there who call themselves software developers, but really their skill levels aren't up to the point, and their experience isn't up to the point that they should really be labeling themselves as such. So just finding somebody who understands the software development process and how to ensure the quality of the product at the end is quite hard. Now, on top of that, you're adding a skill requirement that is in short supply as well. Blockchain hasn't been around very long. Smart contracts have been around for even less time, and smart contract developers with years of experience are therefore going to be hard to find. You're looking for people who get on board new things early and are enthusiastic about innovations, rather than people who are looking for a solid, reliable job in something that has a long-standing history. Back in 2016, 2017, I sometimes woke up in the middle of the night wondering if I was conning myself into believing that blockchain was going to go somewhere. It's clear in 2021 that it is, but even just 4 years ago, it wouldn't have been inconceivable for the whole industry to just fold up shop and disappear. So you're looking for developers who are willing to take a risk on attaining new skills that might not ever be useful if you're looking for someone who has more than a year or so experience in the space. And this is coupled with the fact that smart contract development comes with a lot of risk. In order to ensure that these contracts that could potentially be moving around millions or even billions of dollars worth of crypto assets, in order to ensure that they are safe, you're going to need a developer who understands cryptography, who understands security, who understands the importance of writing tests and quality, and having a good software development methodology and workflow in place. That already limits the scope immensely. Then you have the fact that blockchain isn't just your ordinary I'm going to do something and then people are going to interact with it. There's a whole bunch of sociology and psychology and economics underlying it. And then the maths factor kicks in as well. A lot of the more esoteric, or not esoteric actually, but newer DeFi projects are going to require quite a high level of mathematical ability in order to encode the concepts that you're raising into the smart contract. Now, yes, if you're just going to wrap up yet another ERC20 or ERC721 token into your contract and do nothing more unusual than that, then you can probably find people who can just crank the handle and churn that out for you. Other people have done the work to ensure that that's reliable. But anything that's going even slightly off the beaten path is going to require somebody with skill, knowledge, and experience. So when you have a situation where the supply is low and the demand is high, the upshot is that the people on the supply side have the upper hand. They can start dictating the terms and conditions. Now, again, for people who have been on the hiring side, this is an unusual situation to find themselves in. We've lived through economic times where, on the whole, it's the labor market that has to buckle and give in and take lower pay or worse working conditions. But in the software development industry, especially in the blockchain space, the tide has turned and now the advantage is on the other side. And unfortunately, guys, that's the upshot of working in a capitalist market-based society. It's all very well, wonderful and well if you're on the winning side, then you have the upper hand. Now you get to see what it's like on the other side. So that fundamentally is the reason. A short supply of competent people, a high demand for those people, means that those people get to charge more. And that's just the basic fact of markets for you. Hope you guys found this interesting, and I'll see you all in the next video soon. Bye for now.